guys, so we're totally back. Another episode, another vlog. I had no idea what we were going to talk about today. I had no idea, but it is a Saturday that I am up and out of the house a little bit early today. And so yeah, I did not know what I was going to talk about, and someone asked me, and then I received a lovely notification. I'm going to let you know what the notification sounded like. The notification said,
"An idiot is attempting to reach you on your cellular device. An idiot is attempting to reach you on your cellular device."
And I was like, first of all, which one? Which idiot? Which idiot? And so, yeah, I was like, oh, this is a great topic, because I was not going to let that notification irritate me. I was going to allow it to actually be the conversation for today. So, my issue, my plight, my problem as a 30-something-year-old woman is the fact that people feel entitled. The entitlement after betrayal is just so crazy. Like, time has passed, sure. But to assume that everything is easy or gravy, or to assume that there's no issue or there's no problem, is absolutely insane. Like, this particular notification is not just held by one person. There are quite a few, and I have now trained my body that when I hear it, I don't move. Okay, if I hear it while I'm asleep, if I hear it while I'm being productive or doing something, I don't move. I'm not pressed to move quick. As a matter of fact, it's an indicator to keep doing something else. Go find something else to do, because it's nothing worth pausing your productivity to come and check your phone. There's nothing that deep going over here. But guys, I'm just so I don't want to say irritated or frustrated, but I'm so disappointed in dating. And I know that the conversation of like dating again and starting over with the same person, it was trending for a while, especially after like that long break between Ashanti and Nelly. When that happened and took place, everybody thought it was a need to go back and try again with their old boo thing. I just know that that's not everybody's ministry, and I have accepted that that is not my ministry. And I'm gonna tell you why. I think there may be a few success stories as to where that has benefited or worked for people, just not for me. And the reason why I'm confident in that statement is because I know how long I stay in situations and how much I put into situations and how much I don't. When I actually like somebody back, I really try to fight for it. I really do. And I think it is absolutely crazy for me to put my all into everything the first go around, to put all of my energy and all of my, problem solving skills and my thinking cap on, my compromising, all of that. And then for someone to come back around is just crazy. And then the manner in which things ended, especially in that situation, you absolutely have gone off of your rocker. There was one situation when I reflect on dating, there's one situation that I felt like, you know what, that's probably one person I wouldn't mind dating again or trying again. There was only one person, and I tried that, guys. It did not I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I really did, but I really should have been benefiting the doubt of them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I felt like it was just probably bad timing. We weren't really, I don't know, I really just really put that person, for whatever reason, into a different box. And so that was one person where I felt like, you know what, if life ever happened again, for us, I would definitely be open to trying it. And they provided me with an apology. They were in town, we went to dinner, and it led to us trying again. And I'm telling you, no, I would not be open to doing that again. And again, because I know how much I put into trying to make things work. I really am very understanding. I'm very flexible. I like to, compromise and meet in the middle and see what's, if there's hope for us. And in that situation, I have accepted that person was a time waster, period. And I'm also realizing he doesn't have to be disrespectful. He doesn't have to be, just rude or a cheater or a liar to just not be a good fit for you. That person was the way they breadcrumbed me and I ate it up is absolutely crazy. Like I said in a previous video, I am not a big mystery. You know what I'm saying? I'm very open and upfront when it comes to dating and talking to someone. And I don't mind telling people, what I want. And if something isn't working out, I'm not a nagger, but I don't mind pulling over to the side and say, hey, this not really working for me. Hey, I would prefer this. Or, hey, this don't really seem like it works for us, blah, blah, blah. I'm there. And again, very much in the problem solving lane. You know what I'm saying? So when people fail the open book test when it comes to me, it's disappointing. And it just reminds me that there are some lazy people that will try to date you. So yeah, he doesn't have to be terrible. He doesn't have to be disrespectful and call you out of your name and all of that for him. Yeah, my sister's off. I promise you I'm fine. He doesn't have to be all these terrible things for him to still not waste your time. And wasting my time is up there on the disrespect scale as the rest of those things. Anyways, so the reason I brought up this conversation is because I just don't understand, like, when it comes, why not get it right the first time? That's my frustration when it comes to people that spin the block. And again, like I said, also in the last video, some people apologize, and even in this person, they use the text from this person, they use the word accountability. Even if you are taking accountability, that's great. It does nothing for me at this point. So much as time has passed, I'm totally off you. The way things ended was crazy. You were so disrespectful. You know, my attempts to even try to be cool, although you were terrible. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely not. Like, this is the funniest version of me, the most fittest version of me, the finest version of me, the most focused version of me. And I'm not going to give that to somebody who just, I'm not giving that version of myself to somebody who just does not appreciate me or value me, period. And I always use the statement or reminder to myself when I'm thinking about dealing with someone. I have that conversation of like, this is not the love story that I want to tell my potential kids. And even if I got married and didn't have any kids, that's not the way I want my love story to go, that he didn't appreciate me for so many times and after a while he got tired of playing games and did right by me. Are you crazy? I don't deserve that. I don't deserve that at all. So starting over or doubling back just is not for me. And again, I get to the place of being disgusted. And one day we're going to have the conversation of why people are no longer attractive after you stop talking to them. It makes me question, was I ever attracted to you? But that's a conversation for another day. But that is the Saturday frustration that I temporarily felt, because I just felt like people, why not value me or appreciate me or do right by me the first time? Why have this terrible track record with me and then feel entitled to having any type of space, like to be in proximity to me at all, is absolutely nuts. Which also then brings me to my next statement, and this is something that I really truly wish I would have known. I don't want to say I didn't know it, but I wish this is something that I wish, let me calm down. What I have learned within the last probably 3 to 4 weeks is something that I wish I knew about dating. And when I say it out loud, I'm like, duh, but whatever you are not willing to deal with, and you know that it's going to be an issue, like, leave now. I wish I would have saved myself so many times if I would have said, stop seeing the potential in everything, just say, like, this is not it. I'm not saying don't communicate. I'm not saying not have certain conversations. I'm not saying don't express boundaries, because you're a person, they're a person, y'all have 2 different lived experiences. Y'all need to communicate as to, you know, what works, what doesn't work. But there's only but so much communicating that's going to take place before, that's just how this person is. Like, I talked to a guy that I talked to, he just was not good at communicating. And I was literally explaining to him, like, if you can't follow through, then just say, hey, I didn't forget about you, X, Y, and Z. And just explain it, because again, I understand. You work, I work. You got your life, I got my life. You got things going on, you get tired, I get tired. But communicate. And if I have to explain it to a 30-some-odd-year-old person, one, I shouldn't have to, but okay, sometimes, and I think sometimes guys play strategic moves to try to see how far they can go. Unfortunately, that's just what some people do. But if I express to you, like, hey, you can just communicate. Hey, just let me know. Hey, but don't just say whatever and do whatever and just expect me to be okay with whatever. I don't do that for myself. I don't do that to you. Why would you want to do that to me? Why do you think that's even acceptable? But after so many times of expressing to a grown person how they should just do bare minimum communicating, if you know that you're not with something, if something is not your zhuzh, it's not your cup of tea, or whatever the case would be, I'm learning. And again, I hate that I'm learning this late in dating, or just not even dating. But I just hate, if you're not gonna want to tolerate it and deal with it, or if you see it as an issue, there's nothing wrong with expressing it. Do not deal and tolerate out of sheer potential, and because you're feeling so hopeful. Like, if it's something that you know is gonna be an issue, address it at the top. I'd rather cut this person or cut that person out early on. You know what I'm saying? Before my emotions have settled, before I invest time and memories and, all these different things, before I do that, if you're not going to be into whatever said action is, don't tolerate and be cool with it now at the beginning. Like, go ahead and exit. Communicate. And if there's not an adjustment, or if that's just something that they aren't going to comply to, go ahead and leave. I'm telling you, from what I experienced, it was so much easier to be like, nah, no thank you. That's not going to work for me. It's so much easier to dip out. It is so easy to peel out. It is so easy to skedaddle, cut ties. before feelings times emotions, memories, all that settle in. Try saying this no longer works for me, or try saying this is actually an issue for me after you've fallen for somebody, and now you're giving them potential, and now you're giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like, don't even do it. If you're not going to want to tolerate it in the long run, don't even get comfortable with bypassing it now, because you're going to be expected to do that. And it sounds so like duh, that only makes sense. But again, when you're very hopeful, when you're very optimistic when it comes to dating, sometimes the logistics or the duh of it all doesn't really settle in. So yeah, again, I've been in a situation where I have had to tell someone, like, hey, this is how following through works. And you seem to have an issue with following through. You have an issue with basic communication, and you're not the first person that they've done that with. You know, that's how they move, especially in 30s. There's little to no changing. I hate to say it. There's not much adjusting and changing in a person's morale or their like character. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's not often. So you're probably going to be dealing with it. If you know talking often is an issue for that person, and you like to talk often with the person you're dealing with, there's nothing wrong with either of those, but y'all are not compatible. I have literally gaslit myself into thinking that there was an issue that I didn't talk to the person that said they were pursuing or interested in me every day. Listen, I'm not even into the back and forth of should you talk to somebody every day. Listen, that's not even a conversation I care to have. It is for me. It's a problem if I don't, the person that is, especially at this age, if you are saying you like me, you want to pursue me, you want to see where things go, and I don't hear from you every day, I'm already knowing those two things don't coincide. They don't go together. They don't make sense to me, you know? Don't even gaslight yourself and betray what you know you want and desire in life because someone else doesn't want to do that. Then that person is just not for you. Again, I've gotten really comfortable with saying that may, because I'm not saying it will, but that just might, that weird, odd behavior, that just might work for somebody else. But hey, it does not work for me. And so I'm going to have to exit stage left. I've expressed myself. I've given the opportunity for change and growth. That hasn't happened. So I'm leaving. I'm out of here. You know, but going back to the topic of it all, or the whatever of it all, that's starting over with a man. Again, I'm not doing that anymore. It has yet to work in my favor. Even in the one situation where I felt like, you know what, this is the only person that I could see myself trying again and trying to like make it make sense. I remember asking him, why did you come back around? Like, what was the point of the apology and the dinner and all that? And he was like, he said, I looked and I said that you were in a different space, time had taken, you know, I'm in a different space, time has passed, and da. And he did apologize for, you know, the impact of his actions or whatever. But now, on the outside of it, since I decided to leave that situation, I'm looking like, all I'm interpreting that as now, you saw a happier version of me. But first of all, you don't know what it costs to be that happier version of me. And that happier version of me deserves so much care, so much consideration, so much communication, so much consideration, so much intentionality. And if you were not going to provide that, or if you were going to, you know, persuade me to settle and deal with less than what you know I want, and breadcrumbing and future faking when it comes to, you know, us and what, you know, what you see for us, you really could have left that version of me alone. I don't even regret, and I'm normally a girl of saying I regret, you know, dealing with something. I don't even regret the second time around, because that was the one situation where I felt like I wouldn't mind trying over in that area. And guess what? It confirmed. I should have never tried again in that area. I'm not even mad at it. I don't even care to, you know, when they say closure is a scam, so true. I don't even think closure is a scam, but the need for closure from the other person is an absolute scam. I've had so many, probably within the last 12 to 18 months, so many apologies, so many you were right, so many I didn't see it that way, so many, you know, just the aha moments of who I am and who I've tried to be. And again, I hope I don't try to come across as perfect, because I'm not, but I've gotten so many responses of like, I get it, I apologize, I'm sorry, I see, blah, blah. And it has done absolutely nothing for me. It's like, dog, I was sliding on the wall waiting to hear this response, and it's just not hitting like I needed it. It's just not hitting. But what did work was me being real with myself. Girl, you did not deserve that. Girl, you deserve so much more. Girl, at the end of the day, you don't even trust him to lead you or any potential children. So what are we sad about again? Oh my goodness, you got your time back, girl. Now you can focus. Like, being real with myself and giving myself, when Hard Scrabble did all of that. Yeah, I say all that to say, yeah, closure is not a scam, but feeling like you can't move on without closure from the other person is an absolute scam, because I'm telling you, you absolutely can. What you think you're needing from them is, it ain't that. Yeah. even platonically, even platonically, let's go there next. Even platonically, if you're not male or female, as a woman, platonically, as a male potential friend, or female potential friend, it's stuff I'm just not dealing with. I don't mind communicating. Like, for instance, there was a scenario where I was supposed to go and meet up with a fellow content creator, whatever the case may be. We were supposed to meet up and explore something that I had never been to before, long story short. But you emphasized on that. You decided, hey, let's do this together. And I agreed. And then, as far as I'm concerned, we could have just talked day of, you know what I'm saying? There was no pressure to me, because again, you didn't pursue me on any type of romantic thing, and I'm not one for forcing or creating that. So I was perfectly fine with, okay, sure, yeah, let's do this day. Then after you creating said situation, then you asked for my number. Again, it wasn't on a romantic thing. You said some, nice compliments, whatever the case may be, but it was never a romantic situation. And so we were communicating back and forth, but you would drop off on communication, and so, okay, then I just pick up where long story short, day of, I don't hear from this person at all. I think earlier the day before I did, but day of I didn't hear from them. And so I eventually, against what I am trying not to do, which is address everything, I still did say something. Hey, that's kind of messed up that you suggested this and I don't hear from you. And their response to me was, well, your conversation seemed kind of dry, so I just let that be what it was, whatever the case may be. It's grown man. Platonic situation. We were just gonna hang out, but grown man, and I was really looking forward to it. If you see my vlog from another video, I actually put it into my conversation to let y'all know what I was doing for that day. But first of all, you don't even know me. You rarely know me. So how do you even know what me being off sounds like? How would you know that? So instead of communicating, say, hey, everything is good, or hey, are we even on, or even saying, hey, your conversation seems a little bit off, let's just not when it comes to going to X, Y, and Z. Instead of doing the mature communicating thing, grown man, he decides, I'm not going to say anything. Y'all, I can't deal with a man that can't communicate. I just can't. That means you're okay with confusion. You're okay with there not being a definitive answer or definitive knowledge on something. I can't deal with that. So when I brought it up to them, I said, hey, and they told me, well, your conversation. I said, I got it, cool. I went ahead and removed them from all of my social media. And I, unfollowed them as well. And so I said, so instead of communicating, you just gonna assume. Got it. You're not even on a friend level. Are you reliable or consistent in your communication? So I'll do you one better. Let's just not. Again, earlier on, some things are misunderstandings, and some things are just a morale and a character situation. So, yeah, you're right. I should have did that. I apologize. I should have communicated. But I see you remove me from your social media, so I did. Yep. And I'm not gonna argue with you about that. I refuse to be the only person that knows how to communicate. We got too much going on in the world for communication to be an issue. Bare minimum. If we are not good at communicating, nothing else we do is going to work. Platonically or romantically. If we cannot get it together, we're not on the same page for communicating as friends or anything else, it's not going to work. Because communicating is how you handle whatever other issues that could potentially happen. So, yeah. Give me 1 second, I gotta get some gas. Thank you, God, for the ability. I was about to complain, but thank you, God. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Moral of the story, when it comes to rekindling, I'm not. Again, I'm going to forgive because I'm advised to forgive as a Christian. And also, I realize that forgiving does allow me to heal. It has allowed me to make peace with what was. But I have made that a thing. I do not desire to rekindle with anyone I had to cry over. I had to beg to do right when it came to me. I'm not doing it. It hasn't worked out for me. I don't see the need. And ultimately, if I can give my all with everything I have going on, if I can give my all to someone, if I can value and appreciate somebody the first time around, there's no reason why you can't. And sometimes you really do have to be somebody's lesson. Going back to the conversation I had last week, let people sit in the L of losing you. Let them sit in it. You don't have to keep the peace with them. No, people do not deserve, who you are. Even at a lower level, getting back and being no, I don't want anybody being comfortable around me knowing they played in my face. I don't want anybody being comfortable around me knowing that they hurt me and that I just am okay with that and I just tolerate anything. No. I feel like grace is given, sure, Whoever God has for me is going to be very loving, supportive, appreciative. They're going to see my value and say, I'm not messing up when it comes to this girl. She's genuine. She loves me. Imperfect as she may be, she's good for me. I want to pour back into her like she pours into me. I want to be observative to what she has going on, like she is when it comes to me. I want to surprise her and show her that she means so much to me, like she does when it comes, to me, or whatever the case may be. Is what I'm saying. And speaking of rekindling, and he follows me, so he may or may not see this clip, but even an ex that I dated twice, we dated, things didn't work out, which, sidebar to that sidebar, please don't think dating older gives you this jump ahead of dating somebody that's more mature. No. But anyways, I dated somebody twice. He was a few years older than me, but I dated somebody twice, and the first time, okay. The second time, I just have a different expectation. I don't expect perfection. Excuse me. I don't expect perfection the second time around, but I would like to think that we are a little bit more focused. We know what we want to do. We're a little bit more. We should be more intentional, more goal driven. And man, there were some changes that he made, or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, that man was just not it. And sometimes I just look at him like, wow, what a lesson. What a lesson you were. I'm going to keep it there. Yeah. And there was nothing like, the last time, the second time we broke up. He told me maybe third time's the charm. Boy, are you correct? The way you felt comfortable enough to tell me maybe third time's the charm. And I cried so bad over that man, y'all. It's a shame. I cried so bad over that man. I remember having a headache. I FaceTimed my cousin, eyes puffy. Girl, let me tell you something. I'm so glad to be a delivered slide down the waller, because girl, was never that serious. It was never that serious. I cried so bad over that man. I was running a business at the time. Not proud to say, but I had put that on ice, like, over a man. Ew. Again, some things I'm comfortable with saying now, because I just know that'll never be me again. Never. I'm not saying I'm never going to be sad about it, man. Never saying I'm going to be, but ain't no man pulling me to the place where I'm not going to conduct business that I work hard for while he's maintaining got his thing going on. I don't think so. But it was nothing in the middle of me being so sad about that not working out. Nothing gave me closure like him even considering a third time being the charm. I don't know what size rock you broke down and sniffed, but that was all the closure that I needed. And then, time passed. I knew romantically that was never going to happen again. I knew platonically I never was interested in being his friend. But he came back to me with a business proposal on working together. And to show you, I bring this up because it shows you people just never change. He brought up a business proposal, whatever. We got together, again, very platonically. Not even platonically. We got together in a business, professionally, in a business manner. We went over everything. We had communications via email. We had like when we met in person, I had notes. I'm taking things down. We had played. I was like, you know what? Sure, it's a good business opportunity. Great. If we didn't work at anything else, maybe we could work in this scenario or in this situation. Do you know when it came to it, something had occurred on his behalf. I believe he got sick. I hope he don't think I'm fluffing or forgetting, because he can check his email. Y'all, he waited until after we were supposed to conduct said business to tell me, hey, I got sick. I just made these changes. Communication. Y'all are terrible at communicating. And I will never gaslight myself into thinking that was not, communicating is not an issue for me. It is. It is. You couldn't communicate. You were not a very good communicator. You weren't a good whatever we were. And then I tried again as a second time. That didn't work. And then you came back in the sense of business and you couldn't even communicate in that. And it just confirmed to me yet again, okay, so this is just a character thing. This ain't just a dating you situation. You're not good at communicating, period. I didn't even respond to it. And I would never let him, I wouldn't even want to work with him. I don't care if I wouldn't want to work with him. I don't care if he tried to pay me everything up front. No. So we can go ahead and wrap this conversation up, because I don't want to give too much energy, but I do want to just talk based off of how comical it was to get that text this morning. I was not expecting. 9 o'clock in the morning is a little bit too early for my phone to say it is attempted to reach you. I'm sorry. 9 o'clock is a little bit too early in the morning to be doing all of that. But I wanted to use that. Not only did it give me a laugh, but I want to use it as a conversation for us to have about rekindling old flames and trying again when it comes to dating, etc., etc., etc. Like, in the rare case that it works for you, shout out to you. I just know that the way that golly, can I not sneeze in one video? I'm convinced that knowing how much I put into dating and things like that before the ultimate end, I do not believe that what God has for me entails me dealing with rekindling something that's old that has happened. No, I don't believe that at all. So I hope this video brings some solace to you all. Well, I don't know what we should call it. Should we call it? Let's call it An Idiot Is Attempting to Reach You. Let's call it An Idiot Is Attempting to Reach You. That's a good name for it. Hopefully we'll start recording in the house. I really don't be having much to talk about in the house. I'm trying to take a nap. I'm somewhere binge watching a documentary or watching something true crime related. Don't really have much to say when I'm at the house. I really don't. But I have office space and it's kind of cool in there. So maybe we can start filming and talking in there at some point. I don't want us to always talk in the car. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at MoMaxStyles. I'm on TikTok as official MoMaxStyles. And until next time, guys.